Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Two Girls Trying Not to Quit podcast. Today, we have an odd episode. We're going to talk about death. Why we're going to talk about death? That's a really great question. We don't know. What are we going to talk about? We don't know. But we're going to be talking about death. Isn't that right, Audrey?
100%. I'm excited for this one. When you texted me, I was like, you know what? Let's do it. If you're joking or not joking, let's jump into it.
Okay, let me ask you, why were you, because you were excited for it, why were you excited to talk about death in the first place?
I figured if we are wanting something that's very clickable, what better?
Clickbait.
Exactly. So what we come up with, and also we have very different beliefs as well.
Sure.
So I'm kind of intrigued to see what you just even think about death, what happens once we do die, and just
that's a loaded
go down
question.
that train. Start it from the top and we'll see where it takes us.
Started from the top, now we're here talking about death on the internet.
Started from the bottom, but yeah.
Whatever. Started from the bottom, now we're here talking about death. Alrighty. It's Monday, we're loopy, we'll see where this goes. But the first thing is, the reason why I mentioned talking about death was because I just had a recent death in my family last week, which is why I'm a little bit delusional. This weekend was actually one of the hardest weekends I've ever had in my life, at least in the last few years. Of course, I've been through other things, but this weekend specifically, and not only because of that, there was a bunch of other things happening, things that we're not going to touch on right now. But that was a big reason why. Like, I was already sensitive, my family's mourning. And in this period, like, I started thinking a lot of things related to death. Like, yes, we're going to talk a little bit about our beliefs on what happens when people die, but I also want to talk about what happens when somebody does die. And then it's so crazy because you can see who they were by the people that go to their funeral or the people that are there for your family or how even they died. And that's why it made me think about, like, I'm not going to mention who died or like what part of the family, anything personal, but it did make me think about, like, he died kind of alone. Like, he woke up in the middle of the night, chest was hurting, and he was alone. He lived a very interesting life with a lot of women. He had a lot of kids, a lot of all this stuff. He was always doing something.
He left a legacy.
Yeah. Partied up. I mean, forever. Every time I met him, he had a different woman. But then he died alone. And he woke up in the middle of the night. He was calling for a neighbor and he got to hospital and he was dead. And then the only people that were there for him afterwards, it was like my cousins, some of his children, some of them, because not all of them were there. And he didn't really have a great relationship with a lot of them. And I started thinking, man, like, what type of person do I want to be when, like, I die? And like, what do I want to leave behind? Like, how are people going to remember me? Because it's very sad to die and like have people think of you like that. For example, me, like, I'm part of the family, barely had a new relationship with him, and that's the memory I've had of him. So it's crazy, and he's just gone now. He can't really do anything about it. Did you ever like lose anybody like that, and like that made you think about, oh, what happens like when I die or something like that?
Lost a friend when I was younger. I know we've touched base on this a while ago, but my friend who, when I met her, she was 93 and I think I was 13.
Right. I remember that.
So the inevitable ultimately happened. And of course, I outlived her, but it would have been sad if it was the other way around.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because she was at a point where she was okay with dying. She was happy with the legacy she was leaving behind, with her kids, with what she had done. Because I asked her, and she was like, yeah, I'm content with whenever I go.
Whenever I go, yeah.
And it just shocked me because I was like, I'm not content yet.
Maybe I will be when I'm... You were a kid. But honestly, I think about it sometimes, and obviously I don't want to die anytime soon. But I think if I die tomorrow, I would be okay with it because I know I haven't harmed anybody. I haven't hurt anybody on purpose. I've loved, I've laughed, I've lived. And have I lived everything, every experience I want to have in my life, every goal of mine? No. I'm very young. I have a lot of things I want to do. But if I die tomorrow, like, I'm okay with the person that I was and how I'm going to be remembered by my friends, by my family, by the people around me. Like, I would be proud of the person that I was while I was here. And that's why I'm always like at peace with that. What about you? If you're gone tomorrow, which by all means, No,
I
knock on
know. I'm
wood.
like, we're gonna
Knock
start
on wood.
like sage
But
my
if
room.
but if you were gone tomorrow, what would you think? Like, what would you think? Would you be okay with it? What do you think people would say? Obviously, your family would be like destroyed.
My family would be crushed. Yeah, definitely not ready, which I'm glad I'm not ready because there's so much I want to do, and still I feel like I haven't necessarily found my purpose. I'm on the tip of the iceberg of my purpose.
Mm,
But right now, I feel like I've just learned and I'm just getting to the point where I can start helping people with what I've learned. And so to me, it would feel like a waste if
mm.
I died tomorrow because I feel like I'm finally getting to the point where I can make a difference.
Yeah,
Yes, I've loved and laughed and I've lived an amazing
but
life
not
so
enough.
far, but not. Even though in olden times, people started dying around our age. So,
Mm, you never know.
knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
But when you're looking at building out that legacy, I mean, we're looking further in the future. I would like to go to your wedding and birthdays and things of that before that
Oh, you want to go
happens.
to my wedding, whatever that's gonna be.
uh, um,
Maybe never.
and we never say never. But when
Honestly,
we're thinking
bro,
about,
this market, it's not it. This generation, it's not it.
mhm.
Like, I want to be transported back to another time because Jesus Christ, nobody seems to be in their right minds anymore. But whatever, that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, we'll have to do another dating episode. But my question for you is, what kind of legacy do you want to ultimately leave behind?
That's a great question. I guess people always think about a legacy like in like big, huge terms. But like I would be one of the best feelings that I got when somebody died. It was my friend's great grandma, and she was like her best friend. Oh my god, when she died, she was devastated. But I saw something so beautiful when she died, and I was like, when I die, I want to be like her. Every single person in her town, she was from a small town in the Orlando area, or I don't know, it's like an hour away from Orlando. I don't remember the name. But everybody on that town knew who that woman was. And every single person was at the funeral, and every single person was crying, and every single person was saying something and was grateful about something that she said to them or something that she did for them. People knew about her and they care about her so much. So she left a legacy in every single one of those people by her
Wow.
actions and by just being who she was. She didn't have some big amount of money. She didn't have a big business. She was a regular person in a regular family in a regular town, but she made an impact in everybody's lives. So I think that's what I want to do with my family, with the people around me, with my friends, with my community, whatever that may look like. I want to be someone that makes an impact in other people's lives, whatever I do. Just by being who I am and just by caring for them, helping them in whatever way I can, being there for them in hard times. That for me is living a legacy, a worthwhile legacy. Like I don't have to leave behind a big company with my name on it. I'm not really interested on that. But if I leave this world with a track of people that their lives were better because I was in a little bit piece of that, I would be amazing. That would be amazing.
That was beautiful. I'm like, wow.
Thanks. I don't have more tears after this weekend, so I'm just
Fair.
laughing. I'm just laughing right now.
Oh, happy tears. It's laughter tears. Yeah. Oh, that's. I feel like that's a great way to put it because I saw something earlier today and it really struck me because it was this woman and she was going on a run and she said
Mm,
that when she got back from the run, someone said how quickly did she run, or what was
mm,
her numbers,
mm.
and that hit me because like so many people it's like, oh, what's the number, what's the amount of money you're making, what's this, what's that, and
Right.
that's seen as an achievement versus being
Mhm.
like, did you enjoy your run, did you have a good time, was it a good run? Like the way that we're putting value on things
Right.
is so,
It's twisted. Yeah.
yeah, and I just want to be like, ah, am I focusing too much on the numbers, and will I leave
Mhm.
behind that legacy if I get too stuck in the depth of the numbers and the, I've been doing that with my work with closing.
Yeah.
There's such high performers on my team and I see them, I'm like, okay, I need to perform even better.
Yeah.
And by setting in that frame of mind and focusing so deeply on the numbers and my close rate and this and that and how much cash I can collect, my numbers have dropped.
Wow.
And it's because I'm focusing on the wrong things. And people
Yeah.
can feel that when you show up on a call and you're genuinely sitting there, sitting in their pain and being like, oh, let's help you, versus being like, I got to check this box and this box and this and
Yeah.
make sure my framework is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely get like up in your head.
You can't tell I'm in my head right now.
Yeah, there's a really great book that I'm actually rereading right now. It's called The Breakthrough Code. It would really help you with that. Like, it's amazing book.
I'm
10
going to
out of
write that
10.
one down. Add it to the list. I have a
Yes.
pile of
Yeah,
ones I'm
and it's
reading.
exactly a story. It's a real life story about a guy who was in sales and he was not doing well at all. Like he was missing his targets year after year after year until he was about to get fired. And he looked out for mentorships and got different mentors and he learned different lessons from each one. And then he was able to get better. But the lesson is like way, way more deeper than that. Not just about sales, but about like to actually just have a better mentality about it. So, yeah. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty. What do you think happens after death?
So this is where I wish I believed in a religion, because where I'm at, nothing happens. You just die and go into an abyss. Part of me, I'm a little bit on the spiritual side. So I feel like potentially maybe you live multiple lives, but that's still a journey that I'm on and I'm trying to figure out. But it can't, when I was younger, I was absolutely terrified of dying.
Oh,
because all I think about is like, you don't know what's going to happen. And that unknown is intimidating. And I had very, very bad anxiety as a kid.
yeah.
Thank goodness for my sister, because she helped me so many times. But it was to a point of like, I would just crumble into a ball of nothing.
Oh my God.
Because I was just so scared. And I've gotten past that, luckily. And I'm still on a journey of like figuring out what that is.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just wish I grew up in that environment and grew up with a religion to have a belief in something afterwards.
Well, let me tell you, I am Christian, right? It's been a journey. And when I say I'm Christian, like I feel people don't really know what that means because sometimes I don't even know what it means, or I'm doing it wrong, or I have doubts. Like it's never a perfect journey, but I was an atheist for 20 years. I didn't believe in anything at all. And then it was a slow process how I started to learn and how I got into, believing in God and Christ and everything. And I'm still figuring it out. I'm still figuring it out what I do believe, but I've been digging into the Bible a lot. And I do believe like 100% on the Bible. Now, churches, people, religions out there, like it's so it's also political now that I feel like sometimes doesn't do it justice. It doesn't do it justice to the Bible. Like people are not doing what the Bible is said we're supposed to do. They're not doing what Jesus said we're supposed to do. But I believe in the Bible. So what the Bible says, and I actually I had to bring something up in my favorite book of the Bible is called Ecclesiastes. It's my favorite book and it literally stars everything is meaningless. So you can imagine what the book is about. That's my favorite book in the whole Bible because it's so real. Like everything we worry about is meaningless. Everything. But there's Ecclesiastes 9:5 says, "For the living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing at all, nor do they have any more reward, because all memory of them is forgotten." And then that means, it literally means what it says. The dead are dead, they don't feel anything. But let's look at another example. He said, I'm going to paraphrase it. When somebody's dead, it's like they're asleep. They don't feel anything. They're unconscious. They're just dead. They're gone. Most of Christians, they believe, oh, when you die, you go to heaven. I don't believe in that because that's not what the Bible says. The Bible says when you die, basically, when Adam and Eve sinned, that was our punishment for the sin that they committed. Death was the sin. So you already paid for the sin. Now, of course, Jesus came and died to pay for like a debt that we couldn't pay because we had a debt. We sinned, and our price for that consequence for that sin was death because Adam and Eve were meant to live forever. The consequence was death, but we couldn't pay a debt that we had. Only Jesus could, because Adam was a perfect man. A perfect life was lost when he sinned. Only a perfect man could repay the debt that he had. And Jesus was that man because he didn't come from the bloodline of Adam, which we all do. So we all immediately, when we're born, we're sinners because we come from Adam, the original sinner, and Eve. Jesus came directly from God. So he didn't have that in him. So only him could pay the debt that Adam had. But yes, Death is death. Like there, we don't feel anything, nothing. Now there is a promise that God made that one day there's gonna be a promised land, which is gonna be on earth. Again, people think it's on heaven. Again, they're gonna come for me. But again, this is what the Bible says. Like this is what I like reading the Bible and not what people tell you because they have misinformed everybody, or at least this is what I believe right now. Maybe next year I believe something else. Just and unjust will come back to life, and the just will inherit the promised land here on earth. I was as it was supposed to be with Adam and Eve, the original plan. Like God's intent is for us to go back to the original plan that He had for us, and then the unjust will have like a second chance to follow like the laws of God and everything, and become just and actually inherit that as well. So yes, I do believe, when you're dead, you're dead. But there's a promise on the Bible that God made that there will be a day where we will be alive again. And yeah, it's tricky. And I can tell you, like, do I believe in that 100%? I believe on it 98%. Like, there's always gonna be a little bit of doubt in your faith. Like, I don't know. It's tricky.
A side note for you.
Yes.
When you go through a moment, it's like you've already experienced that moment.
Deja vu?
Yes. Deja vu. What do you
You're
think of
asking
deja
me?
vu?
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I don't have a biblical answer for you for that.
Because that's where I'm like trippy on the spiritual side. I'm like, where I feel like I have deja vu way too often.
Yeah, because people tell you it's from a past life, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
what people tell you. Oh, it's from a past life. You're in the be living the same moment. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. Oh, I will tell you something interesting though, that I learned actually recently. Because I've heard people who read your cards or people
Oh, I thought you were gonna
who
say people who do psychedelics. I was like, oh,
what? I don't even know what that is.
it's like drugs that take you to other
Oh
places.
no.
I
No.
haven't personally, but there's some that like you live whole other lives
Wow.
and then you
That's
what is
hallucination.
it, DMT or something. There's one drug that you can take and you've only spent very limited of actual real time, but people who have experienced like go and have families and like a whole nother life and they come back and like they're where
That's
they're at.
that's weird.
I don't plan on taking
Anyways,
that ever.
I
It sounds
haven't I
scary.
haven't heard about that ever, honestly. But the people who read your cards or people who like tell
Mm-hmm.
you the future or whatever, like I was like, where does that come from? Because my mom actually had someone told her exactly what was gonna happen in her life at one point, and everything happened. So I was like, hmm, where is that coming from? Because I know it's not from God. Because the Bible says that literally, like, God put it there. He was like, do not believe in this and that, because that's not from me. Like, that's not from me. So I was like, but sometimes they tell you what's going to happen. So how is that possible? And they
I feel like
actually
it's the
explained to
power of.
me
Oh, keep going.
the power. No, I didn't know either. So I asked, I was like, how is that possible? How do they know? And it's actually because all of that is actually powered by the demons. And you know what demons are? I don't know if you know, but demons are fallen angels. Like the demons are angels that decided to follow Satan instead of God. Like they came to earth to follow Satan instead of God. And they're still angels, they're just fallen angels, but they still have all the powers that they had as angels, and the angels could see the future and they could make things happen. So sometimes they tell you that things are going to happen and they actually work in your life to make that happen. Because once you go down that path and believe in that stuff, you're actually open a path for them to actually work on your life, and they're going to make the things that they told you were going to happen, which is super scary. I was like, oh hell no. Oh
See,
hell
I feel
no.
like that is the power of your subconscious mind. Like, you know how parts of like when you're dreaming and you wake up and sometimes like your dreams are so vivid, it's like, did that happen? Did that not happen?
I don't know. But
It's
what do
that
you mean the power of subconscious mind? What do you mean?
so when you
Guess
it's
it's
like
not like
the
you have a dream. It's like they literally told my mom years before any of this happened in specific things. Like literally you're gonna move to another country when she wasn't even like in plans to move out of the country. You're gonna have a divorce. She wasn't thinking about having a divorce. You're gonna meet a man in that other country here in the United States, and that's the man you're gonna
slay
stay.
queen.
And yes, you're gonna meet a man, and that's the man you're gonna stay with for the rest of your life, and gonna help you a lot. Well, all of that happened years after.
Yeah. That's like on the lines of mindset work is how I see it. Because if you full-heartedly like if she sat in it and believed this person, and I was like, yeah, I believe that that's going to happen. If subconsciously you believe, it's like the top performers and the billionaires with like fake it till you make it expression.
I
If you
understand where you're
fully
coming from.
heartedly like believe you're going to
I
succeed.
understand. I understand where you're coming from, but this is not like a success thing. These are literally like random, super random things and specific things that happen. Like, doesn't have anything to do with like, oh, you're gonna get that job or you're gonna no, like things that she wasn't even thinking about, like the divorce, like the man, like
Like that
crazy,
seeded into
like
her head.
no, 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 like down to the detail, like everything.
Yeah. I heard one, it was an expression of like a guy who went to one of those and she or they, whomever, told them that they were going to die in a week. And so this person who was told that went around and told their family and this and got things in place and was like worried and freaked out and didn't go places and like had so much anxiety built up. And then they
Mm.
had a heart attack.
Hmm.
So like some things, like, that's why it's so important what you think and how you show up in your life and what you do tell yourself, because if
This is no, this is perfect because you're literally we're demonstrating our beliefs. Like you're trying to
yeah,
rationalize it into science.
this is,
And
see, I do
I
so much
understand.
mindset work that this is where
Because
I
it's what you
do.
believe, because you don't
Yeah,
like you don't believe the same things that I believe in, you know, so obviously you're gonna try to rationalize it into your view of the world, which is totally normal because I rationalize it into my view of the world. Like that's what we do.
yeah, it's like we're still along very very similar lines, but it's really interesting how we think of those things differently.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
because we believe
um
different things.
yeah,
That's why I believe like two people with different beliefs can really build life together, because how are you gonna build life together and think different things?
hey, we can build a life together.
You
Not
know
in
what
that
I
way,
mean.
but
Hey, you know what? With this situation, with this man situation out there, I might have to switch. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna switch. I'm not gonna switch. But I might be like buying a property with my friends because at this point,
hey, I would love to have like Jack and Jill homes where we can just walk across the road and it's like
yeah.
voila.
Do you know there's five ladies in China who bought a home together, or Japan, some country. They bought a home together, like a mansion for five of them. That's a great idea. We should
I would
definitely
love to
do
do
that.
that. There's like
We should
the
definitely
the
do
guys
that.
in Tampa that have their little mansion with
Exactly. Oh
yeah,
my
would love
god.
to do that.
Okay, right now
So
let's make an audition. Okay, everybody out there, if you're wanting to live with a bunch of girls on a mansion, DM us.
100%. I expect the DMs to be full.
Yes, exactly. All 120 of our followers should be there.
Hey, I love every one of those 120 people.
No, me too, because they're actually 120 like girls. Like I can actually go through them and like I know them.
See, the coolest part is when I do run into someone and they were like, "Oh, I saw the episode," and it's like, "Wow, you forget." Like this
Yeah.
is something that we started out of just like fun, and it's really nice because we still
Yeah.
stay connected. And it like
Yeah.
as we get busy,
Yeah.
like even though the weeks
Like I
that we've
love
been
doing
traveling,
this. Yeah.
yeah, it's like we so easily get out of touch, and this is just like set friend time that actually helps other people, and
Yes.
that's the beauty of it. It's like we enjoy
Yeah.
doing this. This is
I
great.
remember on your birthday, like I think one of our friends asked us, "So what's the purpose? What are you gonna do with the podcast?" I was like, the purpose, it's totally being fulfilled right now." Because three people on that boat told me, "Oh my god, like I love your podcast. I listened to this episode and I thought about this, and it made me realize how we're all like thinking the same things, and like I'm not alone." I'm like, that's the purpose. If I reach one person, I'm so glad I reached that one person. That's the purpose.
Never less 120 people.
Exactly, 120 people. Hey,
Plus, we are on
120
YouTube
people.
now.
Exactly. 120 people on, I don't know, on my house right now. Like that would be a lot of people.
Yeah, there'd be too many in my place. So,
Exactly. So,
but
yeah.
but I love that we could chat about this and be able to take our different views and dive a little bit deeper.
I know. Yeah, I thought it
So
was going to
many.
get darker and darker because honestly, I'm in a strange mood right now. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I am right now. But it was a good conversation. I'm glad we had it. Hopefully next week we have a better, more lighter topic for our people. But, you know, this one was an interesting one. I can't really say, "Oh, I hope this really touches your soul," like talking about death. I don't know. But maybe, you
Legacy?
know, maybe in the part where like I talked about how I lost somebody, the last what I'm gonna leave you with as something a little bit more positive is losing anybody. It's always gonna be tragedy in your family, no matter how cold or hot your relationship was. It's always gonna be something. But when you're going through a season of adversity, which can be, you know, passing of a family member or a breakup or any other things that can an adversity in your life, which this last week was kind of everything together for me. Like a lot was happening. I just decided I'm not gonna let this, I don't know, like bring me down against everything that I wanted to do, which was nothing. Like I felt like crap. I wanted to do nothing. Against that feeling, I actually got up early, which I felt horrible both days. I got up at 7 a.m. and I got ready. I ate breakfast against my will because I did not want to eat. I ate and I went on a walk. I went to watch The Devil Wears Prada on Saturday. I had a great
I
time.
want to watch
It
that.
was so good. But yeah, I did things for myself. I went to the gym. I got things like things that I'm doing. I got done. Like I wasn't at my house sitting on bed doing nothing. Like I needed to be out doing something because in those times where life is hard and it's really hard, the best thing you could do is do something. So don't stay there and dwell in the pain that you're feeling. Just go and do something. And it's not avoiding the pain. Like I was still going through my emotions and understanding my feelings and all of that, but I was doing things because if I don't do things, then that you're prolonging the time that you're gonna stay in that season of pain, and it's not gonna serve you. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, for
that's what I'm
sure.
gonna leave you with.
Yeah. So in the spirit of two girls trying not to quit, even when you are going through a crap ton,
Yeah,
keep taking care of yourself, keep pushing on so you can come on the other side and do a podcast with your friend.
about death. And with that, we're gonna say goodbye. We love you all, and we'll see you next week. Bye.